Hello and welcome to another video, and thought we'd just try and round off the week with a few more Amico based musings. Obviously news ends up coming in late in the evening because this particular one, this was the announcement that came from Phil Adam, the parent CEO, God knows. Just chief messer about her after Tommy was apparently stepped down. This came in about 10 o'clock in the evening on UK time, and I don't know, when I saw it, it was a couple of hours later, so way too late to start making a video about it. But let's just have a look, because sometimes it's best not to sort of jump on things immediately, because then there's a few other bits of chat that come later on that's worth just bringing up. And just so we thought just wind down the week and see how things go with all this. But well, we know kind of how it's gone already. So this email from Phil. I wanted to take a moment to provide an update. A little bit late, about 2 days late. And also extend my apologies. It's going to take more than that. As you know, it's my goal to communicate with you by the end of February. However, over the last few weeks, we've started discussions with potential investors, acquirers outside of the Start Engine universe. But because no one wanted to give you any money, who's going to give you money now? As we continue to work with them on a deal structure and terms, it has been agreed we maintain a quiet period while negotiating. So yeah, this is their get out basically. This is their excuse for saying, "Oh, we're not doing anything." The magnitude of this type of deal will invariably have an influence on our path forward, but are excited about the potential of new groups' involvement with Intellivision, and will update you as soon as we are able. You will never hear from them again. They will be going bankrupt. Get your money out if you can. I'm quite sure all the Amico cults are getting their money out as I speak. Thank you for your continued support and patience. Yeah, so they just drafted that together. And a couple of things from what Gatoroo said, because there's a few good comments on here. Number 2, no bones about it at all. This is a fire sale, especially with the failure of Start Engine. Any acquirer will have immense negotiating power here. They severely damaged their position by doing Start Engine at all, and now we'll be looking at a drastically cheap acquisition. Yeah. If any Amico fan, number 4, if any Amico fan thinks this is good news compared to where we were 3 days ago, they are frankly delusional. Well, a lot of them have been, sadly. Almost certainly the acquirer will just want the license and games to release elsewhere, already hinted at. They won't properly release the console in its current form because it has no market potential at the price they would need to charge. They might still squeak out a handful of founders to try and regain some credibility, unlikely. But beyond that, it'll be a total redesign, which they've already hinted at, to come in at a cheaper price point. Just a few comments down here. Yeah, Turbo Joe apparently said that Start Engine crap was just smoke and mirrors. They knew they weren't going to raise any kind of money on there. So why do it then? Exactly. It just doesn't make any sense, but Beetlejuice says Turbo Joe is genuinely stupid. I'd be a bigger surprise if he said something rational. Count Canero has other things to say, which I won't repeat here. Hectorbyte says, I can't wait for the Amico to die off. Well, it's pretty much died off already. Madcap Fly Girl, if I was one of the shills, I'd take this announcement as a huge FU to me. I mean, no progress update, no release date. Admittedly, they're trying to sell the company to another group. Showed they've been lying the last month about being close to shipping and stringing us along. Well, anyone sensible knew that. I really don't get why anyone would want to even defend them after all this bullshit. Squealer Salamander seems to be the last person on here just shilling for them. They can't, it says, they're going into a quiet period. You have to do this when you're dealing with an investor. They can't give out any information at this time. Looks like it's going to be on the assembly line soon. They just have to structure a deal. Nothing's going on the assembly line. Not for the Amico anyway. The system is we'll get RTX 3080 graphics cards at a sensible price before we get bloody Amicos. The system is complete. They have a lot of games complete. They just need to get this last bit of money to get it out to customers. Yeah, because $17 million isn't enough. They pissed that up the wall. They've squirreled it away. They'll be taking that to the Cayman Islands with them soon, along with everyone's $10,000, and we'll be getting onto that in a moment as well. What's was it 2 in for Tommy says there's nothing about a quiet period. Seems only yesterday they're having long conference calls with YouTube celebs like Where Is My Money, whoever that is, and Smash JT while launching a whole new investment deal. Just absolute junk. And then what we have here next, the Amico refund watch. See, some people are waiting for refunds that they requested on Monday of this week. So maybe this is the point where they stop issuing them. It'd be interesting to hear how many people are waiting on a refund and if they ever get them, or even just get a reply from them. But yeah, I was thinking if the staff aren't being paid, or even if the staff aren't being paid, they're not going to be in there reading any emails. No, they're not replying to any emails about refunds. Apparently some people have received refunds, they've just not been given any notification, but they've been sent through via PayPal. But if no one's being paid, they won't be. If you weren't being paid in your job, you wouldn't be replying to emails about stuff, would you? If you're about to be let go. Then again, I also think back to if there's no money coming in, the office will be shut. It takes me back to, for anyone who's watched Peep Show, the UK sitcom. For the majority, the first few seasons, it's set in Mark. Oh, what's his surname? I watched it. It's David Mitchell and Robert Webb, but I watched the whole thing again recently recently-ish on Netflix. And David, what's his name? Mark Corrigan. That's David Mitchell's character. Mark Corrigan works at a company called JLB Credit, and on the day he finally gets his promotion to being a manager, he goes in there, gets a fancy new keyboard, spends a load of money on stuff, and then soon after, about half an hour after he gets in, the fire alarm goes, and then of course you have a fire alarm, everyone has to go outside, and then while they're all standing around outside waiting to be let back into the office, the manager, Johnson, played by Patterson Joseph, comes outside and just basically tells them that JLB Credit is no more, and that the doors are locked, and that they're not being able to get back into the office at all, not even to get at their stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it's sensible if you were to, if there is a fire, obviously if you're away from your desk, you can't do that. But if there's a fire drill, just try and take your coat and jacket, your jacket and your bag with you, just in case you can't get back in for a while. Or in the case of Peep Show, you can't get in at all. And of course, if the whole building is shut, then no one's getting back in. So no refunds for anybody. It's game over. Then this post comments from Steam-powered internet saying, this new group that Phil Adams talking about will buy what is valuable and broom the trash. The trash is most of the games on the console. Phil Adams was responsible for doing this exact process with Interplay. I've seen something about Interplay with him. I'm not quite familiar on all that, so someone will have to refresh my memory on that. But just says, I like the way it sums it up. This announcement we got was the furthest thing from an actual announcement imaginable. I didn't think it was possible they could actually become more cryptic or drag this out even further. But they really actually, seriously, literally sent out an announcement that they have no announcements and no dates and have to go quiet because of new investors or buyers, or acquirers, aka buyer. After Tricky Nick promised update shipping by the end of 2021 with shipping information, then by the end of January, then the end of February, etc, etc, etc. This new group, if there ever is one, will immediately axe the console and keep the IPs they think are worth something. That's all. This is the real world, not Tommy Tallarico Fantasyland. There's no such thing as a new group that sweeps in to save everyone. I agree with all of this. And dump money in to finish the console and the back end. There's no point in all that. And finish the games and release everything. But what a fantasy that would be. Wow, how amazing and nice. What a nice new group that came along. Only now, at the very end, after everything else has failed, and they pissed $17 million at the wall. What are the next steps? Yeah, we're going to see a number of people on LinkedIn. I mean, I don't use LinkedIn. I remember signing up to it, and you can't do anything with it. Anyone who's got Intellivision will listed on their bio will just remove that completely. So maybe they'll cling on through March, but this is what I was thinking before. The company is done. The people working there no longer have a 9-to-5 job. There's no way anyone's coming into a centralised office to work 8 hours a day. And yeah, clearly it's not been happening for a long time. No work's being done to get anything out. It's been over for ages. There's a couple of comments on this. Yes, it's interesting. A Twitter exchange including one of the Amico shills who often acts like it's on the inside track. One guy says to him he could have released the exact same information on Monday, and the Amico fan replies, "No, he couldn't. He really couldn't. Just trust me on that." Why on earth would we trust? Would we trust any of the Amico shill cult people? I don't know. No one seems to like him. Steam Powered says he started deleting old videos that contain Tommy actively lying and fabricating stories, and Madcap Fly Girl. He's such a suck-up piece of shill shit. The way he spoke to Phil Adam was sickeningly sycophantic. I just remember in that talk he was just eating while Phil Adam was talking. He just sat there eating the loudest bloody food possible, whatever it was. He couldn't even switch off his bloody microphone while he was doing it. Just going crunch, 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 crunch. It was horrible. So here's the tweet. Anyway, whoever Patrick Smith is, just says to Mike Mullis, Phil said we would have an announcement on the 28th, right? I swear I heard him emphasise that date a few times. This is a little slap in the face-ish to make us wait until this late in the evening, isn't it? This was 9:30, presumably in America, so 2:30 in the morning in the UK. Is it just me feeling this way currently? No, it's been anyone sensible for a long time. Mike Mullis, he said the goal was to have something by today. I'm thinking there may be some finalising still. Yeah, because it really takes that long. To say nothing. Or something to do that may be delaying that a bit. I'm speculating, of course. And it looks like I was right. But it's obviously by the time they've released a statement. And Patrick says he could have released the exact same statement on Monday. And Mike, shilling away, no he couldn't. He really couldn't. All I can say is trust me on that. I wouldn't trust you to fill out the national anthem. Just absolute bloody hopeless. And this is the ultimate fucking piss take. I mean, look at this. Elvis is a moon fruit. While investors and customers are left hanging and out of pocket, waiting for an announcement, Hans holidays in Egypt and flaunts it. So I'll just show you what's on this picture. I first saw this on a recent video from Goose. He just goes through all the pictures one by one. Now, I've mentioned Mark Pollard before. I went into quite a fair bit of detail with the video. I think it was the one with Die Hard 2 on the poster, or the Die Hard 2 poster in the thumbnail. You can check that out on there, or just look at Mark Pollard Thistle Comedy, and you'll get the link on my website. I'm not going to put it in this description. In short, I thought I was investing in a comedy club business that we were both getting into, and then later on, as I was getting in too deep, and I'm not going to get into all that now. I've done it already. I just little bits along the way. I saw him making extravagant purchases for him and his wife. I have no idea how much these things cost. One day they even ended up with a pet monkey. A pet monkey in a fucking pub in Stockport. Living in a pub that... What? The fuck was all that about? So, but... instead, Hans Ippisch doesn't buy a pet monkey. He just instead makes a monkey out of... swish! There's a connection. Or segue from one to the other. He just fucking look at this. I mean, fucking hell. He goes to Egypt. So, a picture of his dog, beauty shot, perfect Sunday morning. This, whatever that is. We can leave the world behind. Yeah. We can see why he got out. You never know what we can find together. We can take the time. It would have been nice if he'd put some bloody... he's taken $17 million to spaff it up the wall. Your fucking money. And he can't be bothered to put punctuation in. We can leave the world behind. You never know what we can find. Together we can take the time and make it right. Oh, it sounds like it's from a song. We can leave the world behind. Whatever you got on your mind. Together we can take the time and make it right. Yeah. What a ride. And here's another one. Yeah, well, you've certainly taken a lot of people for a ride, haven't you, fucking scamming cunt. My new buddy is over here in Egypt. Yeah, we haven't got any friends elsewhere, have you? Just the two of us, enjoying Egypt and finally charging the batteries. Well, obviously the Amico controllers need recharging a lot. Happy Sunday to everyone. Thank you, God. Yeah, there is no God, so what are you fucking going on about with that? Why can't I scroll down, or is that the end of it? No, that was as far as it went. But yeah, more of the same. I mean, you get the idea. It's just fucking sick. It really is. Absolute bunch of scammy cunts. Fucking scammy bastards. And then just have a quick look at the. Hey, has it gone up at all? No, just tried refreshing. Yeah, so before we had 58,000 and a dollar and 54 investors, and now we're on 53 investors. 47,000, so basically $10,350 has been taken out from one investor. So I don't know how you retract your investments anyway, if it's possible. But someone's done it. Someone's taken over 10 grand out. So is it, as has been speculated, is it one of the people from Intellivision? You know, they tried to push up the investment amount to make it look like it was bigger than it was, and now they just thought, well, fuck it, may as well get me 10 grand back. And they did that. I mean, that's, as I mentioned, 10 grand earlier on. It's not Smash's 10 grand, sadly, but it's yeah, fucking bunch of scammy bastards. Let's just have a quick look at the comments. Now I put, oh no, there's my comments. So yeah, so that fat lady sang as soon as this crowdfunding started. What else we got? Yeah, let's have a look. I went to the Intellivision website, then in the investors tab, and it had a specific email address for investors. I sent an email asking for the new ship date at the end of the month. I think if I don't get a response, then that may support even more. They're not in business. Rob says they're filing for bankruptcy as we write this. The only announcement you're going to get, this is just before Phil Adams' email, the only announcement they'll make is telling the investors and anyone who pre-ordered they've gone into Chapter 11 bankruptcy and your money has gone the way of the Velociraptor and the Paras, whatever that is. If you have a pre-order, try and get your money back if you can. Christopher says, I called the number listed for the company but no answer. But voicemail of the Vice President of a Customer Experience who was also listed as a financial analyst. So, yeah, the company has shut its doors. It's gone. I tried to start a sing-along going. So long, dental plan. So long, dental plan. The next bit's Lisa has braces. You can start that in the comments if you want. Go on. Put so long, dental plan in the comments and someone follow it up with Lisa. Lisa has braces. And then just see how far that goes. That's a fun one. Okay, there, Ben is late to the party. Can anyone explain what all the drama is? Lol. You won't get an honest answer, even if you did. There are dozens of people who want to make YouTube videos to comment on Reddit. They will pervert the truth to fit their reality. Is that the shill guy? I can't remember now. Investor email went out tonight talking about outside investors and takeover. And David says, did someone just pull 10k out the Start Engine campaign? Well, yes, they did. So long dental plan. And then we get on to Weiss, who wants you to buy his book. He's cancelled his Intellivision Amico pre-order so he can buy more copies of his own book. I'll be honest, I've not watched the video. I saw his 5 things wrong with the Amico, whatever it was called, when Darius reacted to it. Half of it was just him umming and ahhing. Just 15 minutes long, about twice as long as it needed to be. Some people could say the same about my videos, but it was just yeah, it was fun to listen to the reaction. But God, I would not want to sit through a whole Brett Weiss video on his own. Ain't nobody got time for that. Oh, and then here's a bit of fun. Thanks to Art Bell, who I saw it mentioned in the chat of Darius's live stream. Intellivision Amico scam. It was a 3-hour live stream anyway. No, 2.5 hours I think it was. I dipped in for part of it. I'll try and catch up a bit later. But he talks about, this is Radical Rick, talks about subscribing to Genovi channel in real time. Doesn't sound very interesting, does it? But it's just what he says at this point. Let's just have a listen.
Now, along with this, I don't have it recorded, but I did unsubscribe to a channel. It's not in real time, but it was DVDfeverGames, I think I was subscribed to. Sometimes you look and you're like, okay, how am I not subscribed to this channel, and how am I subscribed to another channel? I'm guessing at one point maybe I thought it was a good channel, or maybe the person came by and maybe they left some great comments. I recall maybe DVDfeverGames have left some great comments on the channel, but the reason I unsubscribed to that channel centers around, of course, something I don't like, which is e-begging. I did see a join or a Patreon, some stuff there, and I can't, in my heart of hearts, be subscribed to any channel. Even if I like the channel, I can't be subscribed to any channel that does any e-begging whatsoever. It's just who I am. It's just who I always will be.
So, yeah, I mean, I remember I did post a comment on his channel ages ago. So he must have then come by my channel. Well, he did then. I can't even remember what it was about, because obviously he's bloody obsessed with me. God knows why. It was about a year ago that this happened, what he's talking about now. Obviously he came to my channel. I had a valid point about whatever it was, whatever video I posted on. I think after all this happened and I unsubscribed from him, I just removed my comment because I didn't want my comment just sticking around on his video when I had no intention of coming back there. I certainly didn't need to have endless notifications of people replying, and I didn't need my comments staying up there when I had no intention. Yeah, I could have turned off notifications, but I had no reason to keep my comments up there because it just, I'm not going to sit there and just let him take the fucking piss. So he came to my channel. He came by my channel. He saw I had the join and Patreon links, and then he just moaned about it. So, as I say, it's about a year ago. So, yeah, I mean, no one's joined. No one's put any money in the Patreon. Fine. I've had a couple of super thanks, which I'm very grateful for. But I mean, I'm grateful if people are just watching the videos. I'm happy with that. You don't have to pay for it. That's the whole point. It's free. If you want to give me £1 million, fine. I'll be very happy. You don't have to. Just to watch the videos enough, quite frankly. But the links are there. Everyone has those links. So fuck it. Just put the links in. You don't have to pay anything for it. He talks about subscribing to Genovi's channel. I'm not keen on his videos because he sounds like an Open University lecture on late night BBC 2 in the 70s. I'd rather have something a bit more rough and ready where there's actually some personality, because Genovi doesn't seem to have any personality to me. But, your mileage may vary. But someone with bags of personality is DJC. Now, I'll play a few minutes of this. I've watched a few minutes so far. I'll see how far we get with this, but I'm not going to stay forever on this thing because this is sort of the last thing I'll cover. I'm not going to sit through 75 minutes of shite. But I mean, the first comment from Richard M just sums up everything. So DJC, we know his first name's Chuck because it was on the Start Engine page. Chuck, nobody is acquiring Intellivision and taking on that debt, and they have reached their investment ceiling. This is the way to keep things quiet while it gets wound down. They were hoping not to have to say anything, but the backlash was too strong. Ask yourself why they didn't make this statement a few days ago. I would, like Richard M's comment, but I'm blocked on this channel, so I can't. No one would even see it. And now I've got the perfect moment, and now it's just fucking jumped back to the start. That's really, really handy. Thanks very much, YouTube, for that. Right, let's just see. Let's try a few minutes of this.
Caught up. Next Level Gaming, Mike. How's it going, man? So we finally got. I didn't think we had any, and I was basically just I was bummed because I saw the Start Engine, close out. But I mean, to be honest, I've been following it because I threw a few dollars in there, and
so he threw more money into it. He's already thrown $1,000 to the Fig Republic thing, and now he's throwing a few more dollars in. He hasn't said how much, but obviously he must have multiple pre-orders because he bought three lots of the bloody boxes, the game boxes. Madness. But yeah, no doubt he'll accept that no one's interested in the Amico, and he'll move on from there. I'm quite sure he'll just be happy about that. I'm quite sure he'll move on. He won't blame anyone else.
I've been following the comments, and it was literally trolled apart to the point where people were pretending to be Tommy, saying some nasty stuff in there. People were pretending to be Nick. They were pretending to be everybody in the company.
Well, Nick was replying, so I don't know who was pretending to be Nick.
They're still attacking the company and its employees.
That's Nick Richards, the prairie dog shooter, by the way.
Blah, blah, blah. It was literally...
Who would want to pretend to be me?
Oh, they were pretending to be Doug Tenaple, I think, as well. I mean, they were everyone and anyone.
It was, yeah, it was
Who would want to be pretending to be any of these people?
Unbelievable. So people are wondering why it got shut down. There it is.
I'm sorry, looking at dork sides.
Because nobody was giving them money. It was embarrassing.
Comment. My bad.
Yeah. It was. I prefer Nick. Sorry, we'll throw it up. I prefer Nick without Mega Man X. Nick with Mega Man X tosses me to pray a lot.
Too bad you got Nick with Mega Man X tonight.
I was.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I was bummed out, and I was like, well, this could be. What do you do? When anything public that you do to try to fundraise, because they've been doing it for 3 years. They did it all through the pandemic and everything. They kept this company surviving from constantly raising money.
Yeah. Do you just think people have an endless bottomless pit of money to throw into another bottomless pit? Seriously. Why does he think people are going to keep giving money to this thing? I don't understand. Did he think they were going to get $5 million overnight? And then another $5 million from an angel investor who was just going to help everything go smoothly? Delusional.
John goes, we're at the dollar. No, I did not just do $1.
I mean, I've said before, I hope everyone gets some money out. I would hope he gets his money out. And then he just then says, "Oh, I've put more money into it." I mean, fuck me.
I did more than $1.
Well, I think it's pretty fair to say the Start Engine campaign was pretty well derailed early.
Who said that? Indie Racing Nut, I'm going to laugh my butt off when they ship out the Founders Editions. Oh, good lord.
Campaign was pretty well derailed early on. I don't know that it was a very smart move on the company's part, considering the climate currently and the multiple delays and the backlash that they're getting from this part of the community.
It was a last chance saloon to try and just scam some money out of people. That was all it was. And it fucking failed because everyone's fucking realised. Well, anyone even not quite sensible has realised, well, apart from these three.
But I don't know all of the reasons why they put on that, that campaign. They may have had to do, they may have had boxes to check for other things moving.
For boxes full of pretend games.
Forward. I mean, they put in their SEC statement that they didn't expect to make more than $500,000 from that campaign. I know everyone saw the statement that, the max that they would take from it was $5 million. Yeah. They did not expect to make $5 million. They were not that.
Of course they did. They thought they could just scam another $5 million out of people. That's why they did it.
That pie in the sky dreaming, but they did put in that they were anticipating about $500,000.
And even then, if they got the $10 million, they would only last another 7 to 9 months. Why do these people think that this is still a viable business in any way?
And take from that, and they reached 12%, a little under 12%. I think it closed at 58, 59,000. So
I thought it broke 60 at one point, but
it did. But there was
they haven't got 10%. They wanted 5 million, so they didn't. They barely managed 1%, and now that's gone. That's gone down to 47,000, so it's under 1%.
Didn't make much more than 60, I don't think.
Yeah, I think a couple investors dropped out before then. It was going up and down for a week and a half. So as much time and effort as I saw Nick Richards putting into it, I don't want to see my CFO put that kind of effort answering a bunch of questions from people who may or may not be investors. I mean,
yeah, he was just sort of replying to all the so-called haters, and he wasn't answering any potential investors' questions. Madness.
Anyone can register for an account and write comments in there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Republico was the same way, honestly. I was talking to a couple people about this.
But Republico brought in 11 million.
No, it did. But what I
Oh.
mean is the ease of making an account, right?
Yeah.
Everybody thought this was much easier to make an account, and Republica was not
easily.
much harder to make an account. However, that was a different time period for the company as a whole.
Correct.
It was a much earlier time when they were first starting to raise funds.
Yeah.
And I raised concerns about this when they brought this idea up of doing another funding like this, with this being specifically considered crowdfunding because an SEC Form C is specifically for crowdfunding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you said they should be
their
panhandling
viewpoint
on
on
the subway.
crowdfunding in the past. It seemed like a risky move to do from my personal perspective. But again, like you, I don't know all the details, right?
And like I said, once again, no one ever quote me. I'm just a fan like you guys are. I mean, I might have
Oh, we'll quote you.
a little inside, but not much. You know, when it comes down to I'm not getting told ever. You know, I just want to let you know that I personally think that this was hey, we're going to put this out there because it was something I think they planned earlier, and they said, let's just do that. That way, if it's something that'll give us some extra revenue right now, hey, then we ship those founders out or something. But after being attacked, like completely derailed by the trolls just invading there, which I can't believe Start Engine lets people like.
Yeah, it's the trolls' fault, isn't it? Not the fact that nobody wanted to invest in a company that was long dead.
Trolls get in there and they can't delete that. But with that being happening, you know, it was kind of like, okay, just pull it because it's just kind of useless to do anything publicly. And then let me get to the email because that's kind of what I'm
Where do you think any money's going to come from, though? I don't get where he's going with that.
sort of talking about.
I found it very peculiar that there were several YouTube videos popping up and Twitter blurbs popping up that because they pulled this campaign that they were cutting and running with the money they had.
Duh.
$60,000 is a very small drop in the bucket for
Yeah, because they hoped they would get more, and they realised the jig was up.
what this company is and what they need and what they bring in. You know, the fact that they canceled this says a lot more about some other things rather than, no, they just cut it and the company is now dead.
I was about to say, they canceled that and everybody got their money back that was willing to invest, right? That was my understanding on Star.
I
Doubt it very much.
don't know if they canceled it or they
I'm
closed
gonna be
it.
honest. I invested.
early.
Nothing was taken out of my account. So yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
If nothing was taken, then it would drop down to zero. Surely.
I'm still want to put money in it, but it has not come out of my account. So whoever invested, it's probably not been taken yet. So just so people know that.
Give it time.
I'm gonna pop on this thing because I know people are going nuts in chat. I just want to get through.
Yeah,
this
I'm kind of trying to keep track here on the side.
So here is
Lucky Day said that happens on other Start Engine campaigns too, not just in television.
The friendly comment banter.
I'm guessing I'm guessing the unpleasant banter is what you're talking about, Lucky Day. Or are you talking
Look at
about?
them, they couldn't raise it. Only
what
reached
happens
it.
with the
So it's not
cancel?
all the people in the comments saying don't invest, scams. You know, like of course
How can they justify this?
it's gonna do that. You know, but here's the email. I'm gonna read it out. So this was just a few hours ago today. I guess depending on your time zone, I guess whatever. Says business update. I wanted to take a moment to provide an update and also extend my apologies, as I know it was my goal to communicate by the end of February. Well, it's 2 days past. It was a short month. Over the last few weeks, we started discussions with potential investors and acquirers outside of the Start Engine universe as we continue to work with them on a deal, structure, and terms. It has been agreed we maintain a quiet period while negotiating. It's very smart. The magnitude of this type of deal will invariably have an influence on our path forward, but we're excited about the potential of a new group's involvement within Intellivision, and we'll update you as soon as we are able. Thanks for your continued support, Phil Adam, Intellivision. So this is kind of like people are like acquiring, but why wouldn't that be good, man? Wouldn't that just make this company strong and be able to do what they really set out to do
No, because it's bullshit. How can you not realise you're being led on?
after getting hit down so much? You know, I really think that this could be a big opportunity, and the fact that they're not showing anything publicly, where like they always do. People are like,
Yeah, because they're not showing anything publicly because they've got nothing to show.
"Oh, they're never transparent. They're way too transparent. They've shared so much." And to me, for this to be us not seeing this can let both parties negotiate without a bunch of people going blah, 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 and screaming at them and saying this is that or this is this. And so I kind of see this although it's not what we want. We obviously wanted to see this company and this, this group and everything.
You still may.
Yeah,
No.
I'm sure they're gonna. Yeah, they would have to work with whoever if that happens. Yeah,
This is
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't take any more of this. It's just delusional in the extreme. I don't know. Retro Advisory Board seems to be sitting on the fence. Nick Geeks with Cash just seems to be saying not very much at all. And the only person that's like apart from Turbo Joe in that other comment on Reddit, it's like him and DJC just seem to be the only people left who are just completely shilling for this thing. Why? How can you not accept that it's over? Why do you not have anyone you talk to on a regular basis that can tell you that this is over and it's time just to accept the fact? It is a bit depressing, but that's sort of my summary of what's happening Amico-wise at the moment. We're certainly not going to get any more information out before the end of the week because Amico have just gone Amico after dark. Amico have gone dark. The Intellivision are not saying anything now. They're just going into a quiet period. The next thing you'll hear from them is that they go bankrupt. That is all that's going to happen. Tommy Tallarico has already got tickets out there you can buy for Video Games Live somewhere in America that start in about a month's time. If you really want to go and see him play live, but the tickets are like a minimum of $100. Don't buy a ticket for him. It's just madness. It's quite sad. I mean, you'd have thought he would keep a low profile after all this shit, but no, he's obviously a glutton for punishment because he's going to get people asking him questions, live and in the face, and he's not going to have an answer for them. No, well. Until next time, if there's any more Amico news, I'll just say in the meantime, please like this video, share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, click on the bell for all the notifications. Also, so long dental plan. Put that in the comments and see where we get with that. Lisa needs braces. And cue Genesis.